Long wait lists and costs as high as rent or mortgage payments. It's tough to find childcare in Texas that you can trust. The state says there are hundreds of providers operating out of their homes without a license, lacking oversight, and potentially putting kids at risk. A viewer tip and the recent criminal indictment of a Central Texas daycare provider led us to look closer at these concerns. And investigator Arzo Dost learned child advocates and licensed providers worry the situation could get worse.
We start out with our circle time in the morning.
Jemai Johnson Vaughn's home in Southeast Austin
This is our curriculum area.
doubles as a licensed child care operation.
We have kiddos who really love music.
Serving families who don't work typical hours.
I've been that parent. I gave up my lunch break. I gave up my 15-minute break, but I still could not see myself prosper because no daycare will open before 7 a.m. at the time.
Johnson Vaughn can have 12 kids in the house at one time under her state license. She cares for 15 altogether, toddlers to older kids, staggering them throughout the day, overnight and weekends. And she has a wait list.
I love what I do because I want them to feel like they are nurtured, yet learning. And being in a smaller setting, we're able to do more one-on-one with them and meet their needs.
Johnson Vaughn's operation is among nearly 1,600 licensed home daycares in Texas, a necessary but dwindling option for many communities, especially those without larger child care centers.
We all saw a dip in our child care programs over COVID.
Children at Risk, a children's advocacy organization, studies child care needs statewide.
Many were closed, many had restrictions, many were scared.
The nonprofit says in recent years, the state lost 21% of child care providers, a trend that's slowly bouncing back. So, for now,
we are taking care of our grandson, and his parents are both working full-time.
Many families rely on friends and relatives, like this Lockhart grandmother, who says she's the only option for her one-year-old grandson. State data shows just 10 licensed daycares in the city.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
With other choices limited, though, we learned some families turn to home daycares, started by a neighbor, friend, or social media recommendation. Many are not licensed and don't receive regular state oversight. Like another Lockhart woman who ran an unlicensed operation and was arrested last September, accused of leaving children unsupervised. She was indicted last month on 7 counts of abandoning a child with the intent to return. A police affidavit says when officers arrived at her home, 6 children, infants, toddlers, and a 3-year-old were heard crying inside with dirty diapers. The affidavit also states the woman eventually came back to the house, saying she had walked to the mailbox, though the arresting officer noted he believed the children were alone for at least 2 hours. Some of their parents told us they're waiting to see what happens in court before speaking with us on the record. The woman and her lawyer have declined an offer to comment. In its investigation notification letter we obtained about the case, the Texas Health and Human Services Commission said the woman had no daycare license and was cited for operating without a permit. The agency conducted an unannounced follow-up inspection a month after the arrest and confirmed in the form it filed, which we also obtained, she was no longer providing child care. HHSC says unregulated operations are not inspected and do not require background checks. The agency adds that these operations also do not meet health and safety requirements, which can present risks to children. The agency tracks unregulated operations it discovers. Child care advocates, like Children at Risk, say most are in homes. Our analysis of that data found in the Austin region, which includes 30 counties, the number spiked in 2021 with more than 270. The number dropped after the pandemic, but has been steadily increasing in recent years, more than doubling from 152 in 2022 to 311 in 2024. Why do you think the unregulated home-based childcare operations have exploded?
I think lots of people don't know that they should be listed or are regulated, so they don't necessarily know that they're breaking the law.
Children at Risk worked closely with state lawmakers last year to pass legislation which could help more operators become licensed.
There being 135 ayes, 6 nays, Senate Bill 599 is finally passed.
The new law says home child care providers must still follow state rules set by HHSC, but stops cities and counties from creating extra health and safety rules.
They want an industrial grade sprinkler system in someone's home. They won't let any licensed business to be in someone's home.
Multiple fire extinguishers, way more than what would be required.
State Representative Aisha Davis, a former teacher, sponsored the legislation and says the new law removes red tape impacting home providers. Why does Texas need this law?
There are so many home-based providers who want to make sure that they're regulated, who want to make sure that they're doing everything they can to keep those kids safe. And we want to make sure they have clear guidance.
We also cover with our shapes, our colors, our numbers.
Johnson Vaughn also pushed for the new law and believes it will help more home providers remain open.
And it stands firm, and it blocks all the things that denies every child in a community that needs this care, this nurturing, this development stage in a home.
HHSC encourages parents to research their options, find regulated childcare, and go on the state's website and check on the operations inspection record. Child advocates also say make sure you're asking questions. Who else will be in the home? How many kids are being watched? And where will they be learning, eating, and napping? Is it within eyesight? And also get in touch with other parents and get referrals to see how things are being run. And if you see something on an inspection report, ask how it was handled. Arzo Dost, State of Texas.
If you know of an unregulated operation, you can file a complaint by phone or online. We have details on how to do that on our website. Just look for the link in this week's State of Texas story, where you can also check to see if you live in a child care desert. A big funding boost for research into a devastating disease that impacts millions of Texas families. We look closer at the significant step in the national effort to fight Alzheimer's and dementia.